to rule is Esau.
That's right.
That's why them devils ain't gonna pack up and leave just because the people of Demona, Israel, them Jakes. What's the guy's name that just passed? Ben Ami. Just because y'all went over there back in the late 60s, early 70s, and been over there, what, 3-4 generations, they speak that Hebrew and all that. Just because you went over there, that don't mean a damn thing. The so-called Judies, Edomites, they still run that place.
That's right.
And hey, when Polite went over there, they told him what he can do and what he can't do, man. And when the high and mighty HODC went over there, they told him ain't no way in the hell I'm gonna put a goddamn yarmulke on my goddamn head. And I got it scripted for you because they did that back then. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay, yeah, can. Yeah, I looked up that word for that scripture you're reading, Apostle Ramlab. The word trodden, and the Greek word there is well. Let me play it. 39:61. I'll tell you. And it says to advance by setting foot upon. So them so-called Jews, they set their nasty, stinky feet on that land, man. That's part of the land being trodden down because they're nasty, stinky feet. Now in Revelation it says nothing that make an abomination shall enter. You know, when the new kingdom is set up, anything that make a lie, if we could find roughly paraphrase, it shall enter into the kingdom. So the so-called Jews, they ain't gonna enter into the Holy Land in our kingdom, man. They're gonna be out there in them fields, man. You know, to advance by setting foot upon, tread upon, to encounter successfully the greatest perils from the machinations and persecutions with which Satan would fain thwart the preaching of the gospel. To tread underfoot, trample on, to tread with insult and contempt, to desecrate the holy city by devastation and outrage. And we're still in that time now. That the land is still being desecrated. It's devastated. That's why you have something called the kibbutz, where they were bringing in they were bringing in grass, they were bringing in trees. Now this is supposed to be the Holy Land. Why are you bringing grass and trees and all that into the Holy Land? Because of who's there, the rats that are there.
The land is cursed.
Yeah.
Scriptures say the earth is how does it go? The earth
is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Now when the land is made beautiful again, them rats ain't gonna go in there, man. They ain't gonna be in there. You got the scripture, right?
This is Revelation chapter 22. I'll start at 12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me. What? The kingdom. It says, to give every man according as his work shall be. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. That's New Jerusalem. That
ain't spiritual. Right. That's physical.
That's right. It says, for without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. You know, there's Apostle Gabar was quoting earlier. I, Yahushua, have sent mine angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright and morning star. And this has not happened yet. This hasn't happened yet. This prophecy has not happened yet. The prophecy of the kingdom of heaven has not happened yet. The kingdom of heaven being established on the earth, where the streets are paved in gold, and the names of the disciples are on the gates, on the walls, you know, and the pearls and the pearls and all the precious stones that are supposed to be put out there. You know, that hasn't happened yet.
The names of the 12 apostles on the foundation of the city of Jerusalem. I got a scripture for you, more prophecy. Isaiah 60:13. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary. Right. So why does HODC want that crummy why do they want that crummy land right now? They're obviously not reading the prophecies. The land has to be beautified, man. It has to be cleansed and beautified. And we're reading the prophecy here, Isaiah 60 and 13. This hasn't even happened yet, all right? The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together to beautify the place of my sanctuary. And I will make the place of my feet glorious, which that's the Most High. The Most High said the earth is what? His footstool, right? So he's going to beautify the whole earth. He's going to beautify it, just like in the time of Adam and Eve. And we're looking forward for that, man, because right now the earth is, it's like you said, it's defiled under the inhabitants thereof. It's all jacked up, man. You got it. Which one? Isaiah 24? Con. That's what we're looking for, brothers. Hey, the earth we got now, thanks to the so-called white man, is all jacked up, man. We don't want that, man. You know?
I got a quick
yeah, you got it.
Okay, there's Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 21. And I will give it into the hands of the strangers for a prey. This is talking about the land of Israel. And to the wicked of the earth for a spoil. And they shall pollute it. My face will I.
They shall pollute it. so them guys want it back when it's polluted? You got it, bro.
It says, my face will I turn also from them, and they shall pollute my secret place. But the robbers shall enter into it and defile it, and them devils have defiled it.
Then they put yarmulkes on their head, but they still talking about they're going to go to that wall, near the wall, and send up prayers.
Yeah, where you going to go to? Why are you going to go to some funky ass wall that Herod built with it's snot and sweat, from them gutter rats been all these years? They probably piss on that wall at night. You don't know what the hell they do. Are you going to go set prayers over there on that wall?
No, with the yarmulkes on their head, dishonoring their head.
Yeah. I mean, what's wrong with you guys, man?
The spirit ain't dealing with them. That's what's wrong with them. Isaiah 24 and 1, it says, behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the usury, so with the giver of usury to him. Read on, it says, the land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled. For the Lord have spoken this word, and this word is it's being fulfilled, man. You see the state of the land. You see, you got all these oil spills, all these giant oil companies responsible for all the oil spill. You've seen films of the wildlife, the birds covered with oil. And every time I see that, man, I get mad, man. I get mad as hell when I see that shit. What about the deforestation? You got these devils, they cutting down the forest like trees are going out of style. So this is the prophecy, man. It says the earth moaneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. And the Lord didn't create the earth for it to fade away. Okay, He created the earth for us to enjoy it. To have joy within it. As a matter of fact, the word Idan, Eden. Right, the earth is known as Eden, which is the Hebrew word Idan, which means joy or paradise. Okay, it's not a joy or paradise right now.
Yeah, the reason why it's in shambles the way it is because this devil, beginning with the international bankers, they're greedy. See, when if you didn't have all these damn restaurants and Chinese restaurants and McDonald's and all that other crap, a person would eat. They would make the food as they were hungry. They would kill whatever animal they would kill, and then they would cook it and eat at that moment. But here it is, you got all these damn restaurants and all this crap out there because these devils are greedy. They have more than heart could wish. They wanna keep making more and more. The more they have, the more they want. And that's the reason why things are so messed up today. because of the greed of these so-called international bankers. That's why they're going to be the first ones to take
Go in
slavery.
Absolutely.
But why are you getting mad? We're already in the kingdom. We've been in the kingdom since 70 AD. Oh, and I'm going to show y'all when 70 AD, when there was certain horrific things that took place to as far as Israel is concerned, you always had the angels come down in so-called UFOs. And I'm gonna give you that actual document. Now, during the siege of 70 AD, led by what's the guy's name? Tiberius Tiberius Julius Alexander, which was a Jake. He was a commander over that, but the credit went to Titus, the son of Vespasian. I should know about heart. I say it all the time. But anyway, when that thing happened, and it started in 66 AD, so it was a little bit more than 3 years, 3.5 years. And when they were finally taken down, when that fulfillment, give me the scripture, the abomination that maketh desolate, give me that in the New Testament. What happened at that time was the angels came down. There was I don't know the number, but the angels covered the sky, and they witnessed that whole thing. And I'm gonna give you the document on that.
This is
but that wasn't the kingdom of heaven. That wasn't the kingdom of heaven, Bob or Bill.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 15. When you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. So this abomination that maketh desolate, that meant when you see the Romans come and those armies enter into Jerusalem and besiege Jerusalem, you know that this is the prophecy that was spoken of in the book of Daniel about the abomination that maketh desolate, because that's exactly what they did. They laid siege to the place, and once they took the place down, they destroyed the temple. They plundered the temple. They stole. They took the menorah and all the because you know the temple was always splendid.
Yeah, to back up what you're saying, the Ark of Titus depicts that that memorial, right? There's a replica of it in New York City, West 4th, right before you enter into the park. That's a replica of the Ark of Titus, and there's replicas of the Ark of Titus pretty much all over the world. You know.
Yeah, so that was a commemoration of what they did. So they came in and they plundered it. So Yahweh Shai was telling them, look, when you see this, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh, as it's going to say. It says, then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let them which let him which is on the rooftop, on the housetop, Salakia, not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes.
That's all talking about that siege in 70 AD. The key that ending year was the 70 AD. It was a 3-year campaign of the Romans against the Israelites. And that's also, and so hold on deck as well, Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, was like the 52nd verse around there. Because that dude is right about the 70 AD situation, but there's going to be another end.
Right.
You can almost say it was a reset. And the key scripture is the one of the heads being wounded unto death, and behold, his deadly wound was healed. Mm-hmm. That's talking about coming back. This is the Roman Empire all over again, because the kingdom of heaven didn't come in, because this man is saying that the Lord was going to come back. I come quickly. That meaning he came back in 70 AD. Well, if that's the case, look, man, Esau wasn't supposed to be in power. And these guys don't even, they teach that Esau was already done away. They acknowledge the Edomites. Right. And they acknowledge the scriptures about Esau being destroyed. But give me a date. Give me a time. When did it happen? See, you'll make these statements like Dr. James says. That's an assertion.
Yeah, an assertion.
That's an assertion.
Right.
Give me the facts behind it, my man.
Yeah, that's right. The book of Deuteronomy 28 and 52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest. The book of Deuteronomy 28 and 52.
Try 50. What does it say in 50?
The book of Deuteronomy 28 and 50. Oh, you know what? Let me start at 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
That's the Romans. We understand that. You got guys talking about us, the white man, when they brought us in America and the American slave, the transatlantic slave trade is talking about the Romans. Go ahead. We understand it. Go ahead.
Come. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
The Romans. Go ahead.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
They carry the eagle. Go ahead.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Because they spoke, they were known as Greco-Roman. They spoke Greek and Latin. Go ahead.
A nation of fierce countenance.
The Romans. Go ahead.
Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
And they proved that with that account. Get that account in Matthews 2.
Oh, yeah.
As a matter of fact, no. Go to Matthews 11 and 10. So you got a lot of Israelite groups out there. That's why the Alpha and Omega people, they recognize that GMS is the main group. They're watching us. They're watching all the groups. Yeah. They didn't say nothing about HOD. They even mentioned HODC. All right? Yeah, they said the main group out there is GMS as far as the passion and the scriptures is concerned.
Yeah, they didn't mention them because they don't want to be embarrassed.
They ain't mentioned it because they don't know them. They ain't nothing to talk about.
They ain't even heard of them.
This is an embarrassment mentioned in HODC.
Matthew chapter 11, verse 10. For this is he of whom it is written, behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare the way before thee.
And who's that? Who's that, Mr. Bill?
Mr. Bill.
They got a song. No, they got a song. What's that song?
Don't mess with Bill.
No, but there's another one. Marilyn, marry me, Bill. Yeah. You need to get married or something, brother. You need to settle down.
The Fifth Dimension.
Yeah, the Fifth Dimension. Yeah, that was a bad cut, man.
Cut.
You know? And read that again, Ox. Read that again.
For this is he of whom it was written, behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee.
Who is that? Who did that? Is it, you got the red book? I gotta look in the red book to see what the precept send you back to. What the precept send you back to? Well, let me go check. Go ahead, read again.
Matthew 11 and 10. This one has precept, but it doesn't have a precept on that. It says, for this is he of whom it is written, behold. I'm sorry. No, it does have a precept. Yeah. It says L. Let me see. Malachi 3 and 1.
What else?
Mark 1 and 2, is it? And Luke 1 and 76. It should have sent you to Isaiah 40 and 1, I believe it is.
Well, that's one of them.
Malachi 3 and 1 is in the red side.
What does it say in Malachi 3 and 1?
Oh, it's the messenger. That's the messenger.
Yeah, that's it. Behold, I will send my messenger.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's the messenger?
Yep.
All right. Keep reading. Matthew 11.
Okay. It says 11:11. Verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force.
And the messenger is John the Baptist, which is Yahushai's cousin. And he was 6 months older than Yahushai. Because when they make movies, they make John the Baptist seem like he was like 50, 59, you know, and they make your Howard Shire seem, man, he was 6 months older than him, man.